Boy,
we are
Hello,
back.
everybody. Welcome back.
We had to leave,
The bases.
and
We are
now
live in
we are
person
back.
right now. We are doing a
We're
live
back,
stream.
baby, and
I know
boy,
you
does
can
it feel
hear
great
them.
to be in this studio.
We are doing a
Last
live
time we were in
stream.
the studio,
back.
we
It's
walked out
so
on
exciting.
Michael
So
because
we
of his
are
terrible.
we're
That's
on
biased
Blaze.
take.
This is
Oh
great.
my!
And,
when he
Really
said
excited
that
for
they
it.
were gonna
So this
go
is
to
live.
the World Series,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he
gotta
said
send
Bueller
this
wasn't ready
email.
for Cy
and
Young.
that Bueller was not ready for a Cy Young award,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
then we
I
all
did.
walked out. We
As-
all
we had to leave.
just walked out.
We had to leave.
had to leave.
Yeah, that happened.
But now we are back, and if trust me, we will leave if we have to.
No, probably will.
I don't think it's going to happen today. I want to give a shout out to anybody that's walking downstairs outside past the Cronkite building. We know you hear us. We're acknowledging you. Hi. Enjoy your walk wherever you're going.
Shalom.
I always hear the Blaze radio on when I'm down there, and I'm like, I wish someone would acknowledge that I'm there. So this is me acknowledging you. If you enjoy baseball, listen to the show. Tune in, blazeradioonline.com, or just sit right here, and you can hear us for the rest of the show. So let's get started, shall we? Today, I'm sorry, I'm kind of a bit of a mess because we are here, we're live, we're in the studio, but I completely forgot to set it up for the StreamYard because we do live stream our faces here for the show, and I completely forgot to set that up before the show began.
Yeah, you were talking about prep before the show.
I was.
You really was.
You really should have
really
checked
was.
yourself before you check
completely
us.
forgot that we had to set up StreamYard, so
Yeah.
I had 3 minutes to set up the stream. I got it going, and we're good. So
he
yeah,
might have a little bit of ice in his veins, it sounds like. Maybe a little,
that,
not a lot.
I gotta say, getting that stream up in time, getting you guys in there in about like 30 seconds, that
It
was
worked.
perfect.
We're good.
I know we're good.
We're good to go. Now,
I
let's do
still have
this,
to
Michael.
share the link to other people and get that going, but I will do that after we get started here. So what we are doing today is we are doing a fun show that we are going to be rating off-season signings. I thought of this last week. We've never really been able to do off-season signing ratings, looking back at signings from the off-season. Obviously,
Who won the off-season signings predictions?
Ryan did. Ryan is your official off-season signing king. Back
Two
to
times.
back. You are officially a free agent prediction legend.
Why, thank you.
I can say that. And
Hopefully after this season, I'll be a fantasy baseball legend, but it could be one of us.
it's going to be one of us.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually, just wait. My team's coming, okay?
I'm on a 6-game win streak, so I might have got a
Guess
7-game
what?
win streak.
That win streak is going to be
Yeah,
snapped.
Nick's beaten me twice in a row. It's been rough.
Team's hot. Can't lie.
Yeah, you've been killing it. So back to the off-season signings.
Yes, sir.
We have all these off-season signings that we
Yep.
made predictions for, and obviously I have all of them in a spreadsheet here. But I think it's fitting at this point in the year to look back at some of the free agent signings, rate them. We're going to give them a rating on 1 to 10, each of us. We're going to average it out, and from there we are going to determine at the end of the show who had made the best off-season signing.
Yes.
And we are strictly, this is a 1 hour, it's really only 58-minute show today. So we gotta be on point while I try and get out all of the while I try to get the show shared out to people in the next few minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Multitasking.
Yeah,
Wait.
I have to get my computer plugged in over here. I've got a lot of stuff to do still.
So name the first guy. Nick and I will
Yep.
fill in time for you.
Yeah.
So you can take
I'll go
take a
third
breath.
on this one. So the very first one, he was our number 1 rated free agent entering the offseason, and he's not even playing anymore. Trevor Bauer signed with the
Okay.
Dodgers.
That's just not our fault.
Taken away. Whoever wants to go first, just hop on.
You really just had to put us through the ringer on this one to start out.
I just want to go.
The first guy.
I want to go.
It's so hard to talk about because if you think about it this way, Michael, what has happened with Trevor Bauer, we have to give him a 0. We have to.
I'll give him a 3 just because he was so
Why?
good.
Yeah, he was great. I mean,
Hold
okay.
on. Is this for just his play on the field or why he's not playing anymore?
No.
This
We
year-
have to put that into
We are. This
what
is
we're saying.
overall looking at the signing. Has it played off? And I mean, overall looking at this is a multi-year deal. So looking at it, let's talk more about it while I get set up over here.
I would give it a 3. For this season right now, I think you could argue he was top 5 in the NL Cy Young race before all the allegations started and
I
everything
agree.
like that. And if just his presence alone adds another dimension to that rotation. Because if you throw Bauer in there, then theoretically it is over by all accounts. Then you're looking at Scherzer, Bauer, Buehler, Kershaw.
we have to
Urias.
take away the theoretically. When you
Okay.
take away the
My bad.
theoretically. It is
It's
the best.
over. I guess.
It's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
And
it's like everyone waves the white flag.
and
Don't
Justin,
even try.
Justin Mazer's 6. I'm just throwing it out there.
If you were healthy. Also, they have Danny Duffy, who's not healthy. The depth of
Okay.
this team, if there were no horrible allegations or injuries, would be insane, and especially in the rotation. You have the Cy Young frontrunner in Walker Buehler.
It's no, arguably Scherzer right now.
Oh, fine. Two Cy Young frontrunners.
I disagree with that, but yes.
Scherzer and Buehler, and you got the wins leader in Urias.
Mhm.
What else do you need from this team? Also, we keep forgetting Kershaw has not come back from the IL yet.
Yeah.
Once he comes back, it really might be game over.
Next season we have May too, and who knows what will happen with Bauer's situation. But if they get Bauer and May fully healthy, and,
Yeah.
and you already add them into what they've had this year, then Ryan's right. You get rid of the theoretically because it is over. It is all about over.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. He threw over 107 innings this year, 2.59 ERA, 137 strikeouts. He was good. He was really
He
good.
was amazing.
His whip was 1.003. So basically a flat 1 whip. If this was based off of just play, since we're going 1 out of 10, I'd give it a 7. But with everything that's come out, I agree with Nick. It's a 3.
The 3, I think.
That's fair. I'm going to give it a 1, honestly, because you've got to keep in mind that Trevor Bauer may literally never play Major League Baseball again.
Oh, we know that. I think
And-
everyone understands that he may never touch the diamond ever again.
Right. And I think that because of that, you have to factor that in. I mean, you can't not, because it's just such a valuable aspect in this signing that they signed him to a long-term deal. If they only signed him to the one-term deal, the one-year
Well,
deal
if you
that,
think about it, it's only technically a 2-year deal. It's not a long-term deal.
okay, but wasn't it 5 years, but they had the opt-out after the second year?
Yeah, there's opt-outs. I don't think that's the big issue of truly long-term.
Still, though, I mean, it's
Plus, with all of the allegations, they can get out of the deal. And all that guaranteed money, I think a lot of it's actually gone because of all this.
We should probably move on for time's sake.
Yeah,
We have
that's
24 other free agents to
so
evaluate.
Trevor Bauer here gets himself a 7. Next up, JT Realmuto for the Phillies. I think for a lot of these guys, it's fair to focus on just this season, how it's played out. I think Bauer was a very one of a kind case that because it's going to impact future years that we can look at that. So JT Realmuto signed a very big contract with the Phillies. Ryan, I'll let you start us off.
You know, here's the thing. I do not think he was worth the money that he got. I personally don't think he's the best catcher in baseball anymore. Since he has come to the Phillies, he went from a 277 hitter in 18 to 275, 266, 259. He has progressively gotten worse. He has hit only 14 home runs this year in 113 games. He only has 59 RBIs. His on-base percentage isn't terrible at 344, but you would certainly expect more from him. And being known as the top catcher in the major leagues, I don't think he's worth that money. I don't think the production's met it. I'm going to give it a 4.
Ryan, yeah, you nailed it on the head. Going into this offseason, Realmuto was named, or he had the reputation of being the best catcher in baseball. Obviously, Salvador Perez has by far taken that crown away from him. And if you look at the raw stats, 259 average, not a huge fan of that. 14 home runs. He's known as being a power hitting catcher. We haven't seen that yet. Only 59 RBIs. You know, it's all sub-average stuff. And you look at his age, he's 30 now. He just signed a huge contract with the Phillies and just hasn't panned out for them yet this season. So I'm going to give this a 2.
So I'm not going to go that low, but I do want to say for the record that before the season, I did say that.
And also, there's something I need to put in. Sorry, Michael. He's only throwing out 28% of base runners stealing.
Woo!
Wow.
I thought he was the best defensive and offensive
Yeah.
catcher.
That is another factor as well.
Yeah.
He has gone from in 2019 being the league best at 47% to now 28% this year. I think that definitely has to have an effect on how you grade him.
I agree. Now, yeah, so back to what I was saying. I had Salvador Perez as the best catcher in baseball entering the year, and he's lived up to that.
You really did have him as the best
I
catcher.
did, and everyone gave me flack for it. Ryan gave me a hug and disagreed.
I never gave you flack for that because I thought it was basically a 1A, 1B situation.
You politely disagreed with me because you were happy that
what?
I did it.
Salvi has a case for MVP now.
No.
He does. He has a case. He has a case.
Okay.
He's not going to win it.
He's,
but-
okay, he's not going to win it, but he has a case.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to give this a 4.5. It's a good deal.
Hold on, can I just say something real quick? How he just said, I'm not going to go that low as 4, but 4.5, that's the magic number.
That's pretty high. I can't even lie.
You know, I think that's really high for him.
Yeah.
It's a 4.5 to a 5, but I went with the 4.5.
All right.
Alrighty, next up here we have George Springer. And boy, this deal has been very interesting in how it's gone for the Blue Jays. Nick, you can start us off for this one.
Go ahead, Nick.
This is, like you said, it's really interesting. I don't know. I mean, you know what? He's literally putting up better numbers than Real Muto, and he's played in far less games.
He has more home runs than Real Muto.
And
He has more home runs than Real Muto.
I didn't know that.
he does. He has 16, Real Muto only has 14.
Wow.
And, you know, this is it. The reason why this is so interesting to me is because this Blue Jays team is so good without him already. You add him into that 2, 3, 4 spot. It's just not even. I can't even put into words how much he means to that team. Obviously, 31-year-old right now, really is entering his prime of his career. This was a great deal from the Blue Jays. I know they haven't gotten the production out of him that they needed, but he's been off the field, and when he's played, he's been great. So
I don't think it's the production. I think it's the durability. That's the thing.
No, yeah, that's definitely a factor into it too.
Yeah.
But I think with all that's going on, with what he's had to overcome this season, I would probably give this a 7.
Okay. I do want to try and go a little quick. with
I'm
this.
just going to give a number here. Nick, you hit a lot of it. I have to give it a 5 because of durability. And he still is not hitting that great compared to the last full season in 2019. He hit 292 in 2019. He's hitting 260 right now. So that also has an effect. But I'm going to give it a 5. If he were healthy, then it would be a lot different. But I have to give it a 5 just because of that.
I'm going to go 6.5 here, primarily because
Michael's loving the halves today.
He did say we could throw the halves in, and he's using them to his full advantage.
I am. I'm a half kind of guy. I like you utilizing those things. But to me, Springer has been good when he's been healthy. Obviously, this would be a very much higher score if he could have stayed healthy all season. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to. Next up here, we have DJ LeMahieu, and I'm going to let Ryan do this one. I think what we should do is I'll just introduce it, and whoever I pick to talk about it, we'll talk about it. So DJ, obviously, you were a big fan of him entering the offseason, so I'm intrigued to hear what you've got to say about it.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of the offseason that the Yankees needed to sign him and retain him. And he has not lived up to his contract, in my opinion. Last full season, he had 26 homers. He only has 9 right now. He's only hit 266. That's 98 points lower than last year. And I know you're going to say, hey, it's a 60-game season where he only played 50 games. Still.
But he hit 327 the year before.
Yeah.
348 in a full season in Colorado.
Yeah.
Like he's capable of.
He's
putting up
capable
with
of
that
being
numbers.
There's plenty of
that guy at the
experience.
plate. And not really power as much, but being a guy who's going to consistently get on base. And he has not been that guy this year. He's still a key piece of that lineup, in my opinion. But this is not the DJ LeMahieu that we had been expecting after getting that deal. And he needs to turn around if this Yankees team wants to make that final push to secure a playoff spot and make a run. For his play, honestly, I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, coming into this offseason, LeMahieu was, to me, like Ryan said, he was a guy that the Yankees had to sign back. And honestly, as of today, looking at these stats, I would say that they don't need him right now. And you could argue he's been the most disappointing Yankee up until this season. Obviously, you know, guys like Glaber and Gary Sanchez, they've been disappointing. But LeMahieu last year, he was an MVP candidate.
MVP finalist.
MVP finalist. Now he's hitting sub 270. Like, this is a guy that's only supposed to get hits, and he's not even hitting 270. His on-base percentage is 346. He's 33 as of right now. He signed until 2026. I have to give this a 3.
That's fair. I'm going to give him a 4.5. I
You know what? Can I switch my answer down to actually a 4.5? I actually agree with him on that.
yeah, I think
I actually agree with him on that. 4.5, I think is fair.
I think that's, to me, the reason I'm going so high is because of how well he did. He deserved the contract. He's just falling off, and I'm hoping for his sake, and obviously for the Yankees' sake, that he figures it out.
Yeah.
But this is just a really, really tough sell here to go anything higher than that. So he's going to get a 12. Now, next up here is Masahiro Tanaka, and I do want to talk about him briefly. I'll take this one because I have my reasoning as to why I wanted to.
Yeah,
I
please.
more wanted
Yeah,
to
really.
evaluate the Yankees and not signing him. And
We all agreed when it happened that it was horrible that they didn't re-sign him, and they went, but we got Kluber, and Kluber's been on and off the injured list.
Yeah.
He's also 40.
Exactly. So I think that it's important to look back at this and say, boy, what a failure by the Yankees to not throw a bag of money at Masahiro Tanaka.
They also had to throw the bag at DJ though.
Yeah, but honestly,
It's the Yankees have the money. You're right.
He's also 32. I kind of understand why.
But DJ's older.
DJ's older, but
DJ's
we
older and they
agreed
needed
before the
pitching
season.
more.
They did need pitching more, but
I thought that they should have signed DJ over.
I agree.
I agree. I completely agree with you. But still, if they were going to choose one, in the end, you need pitching more. You can still get a hitter. Like there are plenty of guys out there that could fill a spot and play as well as DJ has right now, or better. And I just think overall you could have really helped yourself out. And the Yankees might be in a division race right now if they have Masahiro Tanaka on their team.
I wouldn't go that far, because what LeMahieu did last season, coming into this season, like they had it. The Yankees had to make him a priority over anyone else that had an expiring contract.
Exactly.
And a guy like Tanaka, I can see
why
why
they
they didn't. He did struggle in the playoffs a good amount, but I think you're right though. In terms of depth and in terms of the rotation that they have right now, Tanaka definitely would have been very much useful.
Yeah, they needed Tanaka, especially with all the injuries they've had on the starting rotation, especially with now Tyon going on the IL.
Mhm.
They need Tanaka, so I think this is a huge miss by the Yankees personally.
Yeah, I completely agree. So the next two are going to go to you, Nick. We're going to start with Marcell Ozuna here. He signed with the Braves. Nick, you could take it away.
This is so similar to the Trevor Bauer situation.
Yeah, it really is.
And we all know what Ozuna brings in the lineup when he's able to play.
Yeah.
And if he was in the AL, there's no doubt in my mind he would be up there in the top DHs in the league. But it just sucks for the Braves because of what happened. He signed a 4-year, $65 million contract. He's 30 already. And before he was unable to play, he was only hitting .213 with 7 home runs and a .288 on base percentage. It's like a 1.
I agree.
Wow.
Honestly, this is a 0.5 or a 1.
Wow.
I don't know how you can say it's much better.
Yeah, there's no
He
good.
hit
There's no good.
213 in 48 games.
That's true. I completely forgot that he was that bad.
He struck out 46 times in 48 games.
When he hit a home run, he made it look cool though. He took a selfie, he pointed, he did all the things. But
Yeah. I'm going to give it a
Style points, you can give him a 10 on the homers, but
oh, for
he
sure.
only hit 7 of them in 48 games compared to him hitting 18 last year in 60.
Yeah, that's not very good.
I'm going to give it a 2. Just because of the prospect of Marcell Ozuna.
I thought you were going to go a lot higher because you're like, wow, a 0.5 or a 1?
Well, I didn't really. I was going to give him a 4 originally, but when you said his stats, I completely forgot that he was doing that poorly. So yeah, that's
extremely poorly.
That's a 2. So he now takes last place as the worst signing of the offseason. And Nick, the next one also goes to you, considering you're the only one who predicted it right. Michael Brantley.
Brantley, wow.
This has been a phenomenal, finally good signing that we can talk about.
That's true.
Brantley's always been a guy and Ryan and I know,
He's going to consistently get on base. He's
Yeah.
not going to overwhelm you with power.
he was in our division for so many years, and when he would hit a progressive field at Comerica, all these ballparks, he found ways to get on base.
Yeah.
And he's done the exact same thing for the Astros. I think at the beginning of the season, he was arguably up there for the batting average side. He still kind of is. 315 right now. Obviously, the power numbers you're not going to get from him, but you don't need power numbers if you're getting on base. 8 home runs, 45 RBIs, 368 on base percentage.
But he's also never been a huge power guy. His career high in
I
homers is 22.
Exactly.
So you're not
I'd
gonna
rather
expect
you get on base. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
he has been what we expected DJ LeMahieu to be
Of
this year.
course,
Yeah.
100%. And with the loss of Springer in this Astros lineup, they needed Brantley to step up, and he has perfectly. I give this an 8.
I agree with your score. I'm going to go with 8. I think the other thing you have to look at is he is consistently getting doubles. He is a double machine. In 2019, he hit 40. He's had 40, I believe, 3 times in his career now, and he's got 29 right now. This guy knows how to get on base. He's going to drive in some runs, not a lot, but when you need someone to get on base, you're going to look at Michael Brantley. So I agree. You got to give him an 8.
Yeah, I mean, hitting 315. He's played in 114 games this year. He's been really, really huge. I'm going to go with a 7.5. I know.
Such a huge difference, Michael.
Yeah, it's but still, nonetheless, he's having a really great year, and I honestly would say that without him, the Astros may not be where they are right now in terms of in their standings. So,
Absolutely.
next up here, we have Brad Hand, and I will gladly take this one. Brad Hand this season has been really it's been a rough go. Brad Hand has now played on
Atrocious.
3 teams this season. He was signed by the Nationals, then got traded to the Blue Jays at the deadline, and now is on the Mets because he was DFA'd. He has a 4 ERA this year, and with the Blue Jays after the All-Star break, a 7.27 ERA. He only had a 3.59 ERA with the Nationals, so I don't really know. Well, they traded him so they can get prospects, but he has just been brutal ever since then. And honestly, for me, this was a really good deal for the Nationals in thought.
Yeah, I remember you were mad because you wanted the Mets to sign
Yeah,
him originally.
absolutely. And honestly, I still don't understand why he decided to go with the Nationals, a team that wasn't going to contend. He said it
Money
came
talks,
down.
baby. Money talks.
Well, he said it came down to the Mets and Nationals, and he decided to go with the Nationals because he felt it was a better fit for him. And I just thought that was really, really interesting. And he said that the Mets were offering him the same amount of money.
Well, if you think about it, he might be right with that because he wanted to be at that back end of the bullpen, and they have.
Well, he said
Edwin
that
Diaz.
he said that it didn't matter. He said he would have
Okay.
played anywhere. I found it really interesting. And for Brad Hand, I would give this a very low score, but for the Nationals overall, I mean, it's not a bad signing. I'm going to give it a 6. It's nothing to brag about.
You're going with a 6?
Yes.
Okay. Nick, what's your score?
I mean, this is a really weird deal. This is obviously a guy that has found his 3rd team in 2021. Started with the Nationals and bounced around to the Blue Jays. Now, obviously, he's playing for the Mets. Saw him pitching today when I was watching the game with Michael. It was an experience.
We don't need to bring that up.
How do you do, Michael?
Okay.
Yeah, we're just not going to talk about the Mets.
They hit a little dribbler down the third base line, and Brad Hand threw the ball away.
Yeah, they hit the ball right to Brad Hand, and I literally said to Nick, he can vouch. I said he's going to throw it away. He's going to throw it away, and he proceeds to throw the ball over Pete Alonso's head, and the tying run came home.
Remember, people, despite an error from him, pitchers are still athletes.
And Stroman was unable to get the win after that.
Which is depressing.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the Mets.
I don't know. This deal is just so, like, doesn't even mean anything anymore to me. Like, he's not even on the team that he signed with. Like, I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, he wasn't that bad.
It's just that he was on the team that
with the
originally signed him.
Nationals. He was not that
Yeah,
bad.
I mean,
with
3.59 is pretty good.
Not pretty good. It's fine.
For a reliever in
Average.
general,
It's average.
good.
It's fine.
For Brad Hand, it's bad.
It's fine. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Attaboy.
You're doing the same thing that I did before. You were like, he wasn't that bad for a 4. I'm going to give him a 4.5. So that's a 14.5 for Brad Hand. The next one up here, this is, and whoever raises their hand first out of the two of you will get it. So you can choose. It's Marcus Semien with the Blue Jays, and Ryan's got it. So Marcus Semien, yeah, this is
Semien. That's Semien.
I was so confused.
Semien. It's the same thing. I call him Marcus Semien. I don't.
Oh, this might be our first 10.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest right now. It is a 10.
This is a 10.
This is a 10.
He signed for $18 million.
And he's hit 38 homers, driven in 90 runs.
And I thought he was overpaid.
272.
At the
You
time.
poor soul. You poor soul.
He's proved everyone wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to get the bag this summer.
Oh,
Yeah, he is. 1-year deal, too.
he has been so good. And as of late, this past week, he's hit 5 homers.
He's in the AL MVP conversation.
Okay, would you
yeah,
kill me
yes.
if I gave it a 9.5 because they only signed him to 1 year and should have gone 2?
Okay, no, because he thought he was overpaid.
No, because he struggled last
Okay, but
year.
they still should have given him
But
2
also, he
years.
struggled last year. He had 223 with only 7 homers last year.
Okay.
So I'm actually okay with the 1 year. They're just gonna have to dish out a lot more money to keep him now.
I'm giving him a 10. That's a perfect.
I'm giving it a 10.
So Marcus
So hold on, I
Marcus
have to do
Semien.
something. I have to do something.
So
There we
Marcus
go.
Stroman. Why do I keep saying Marcus Stroman? Marcus Semien is already
Mets fan.
guaranteed to be the best free agent signing of the offseason. The only question is, will someone time? Next up here is Didi Gregorius. Nick, this is all you.
Hold on, can I say something very important?
Of course you do.
I have not been able to say this on the radio before, and I have to say it. I have two things to say.
Oh my gosh, I already know what you're
He
going
knows
to
what I'm going to say. Mets fans are as delusional as Cowboys fans. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, the Mets are the Cowboys of the MLB. I haven't been able to say it on Blaze Radio. I had to. I'm sorry.
Shout out the Cowboys. It's playing right now. It's currently 21-16.
I'm
Buccaneers.
so sorry to anyone that just had to hear Ryan talk about that.
Am I wrong?
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways.
you're not wrong, by the way. Good job.
Nick's got my back.
This Didi Gregorius signing is not very good.
No, not at all.
He's 31. Kind of 2-year, $28 million contract. He's currently hitting 222 with 10 home runs.
He's also
41
only
RBI.
played 82 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ideal if you're a Phillies fan at all, especially if you were watching him in New York, tear it up. I'm going to give this like a 3.5.
I'm going to go worse. I'm going to give it a 3. I think that 222 is atrocious, first off. His on-base percentage is 278. That's near Javi Baez bad.
Oh, no.
So
We already had one Javi Baez slander on
So-
this show, on Blaze Radio this week. We don't need more.
I'm sorry. I had to say it.
No, you can get more.
It's atrocious. Okay? And I think that to have an OPS plus of 80, which is a career low for him, and he's also only played 82 games after getting over $10 million a year. No way. That's a 3 at best.
I'm going to give it a 5 just because of the prospect of next year. Just because of next year.
Oh,
Oh.
Fine.
Oh!
I'll make it a 4.
Oh!
You said this year.
you said
Fine,
call him this year.
Fine. I'll make it a 4.
I almost had to leave.
I'll make it a 4.5. Does that make you feel any
A
better?
little generous, but okay.
That'll make you feel better. 4.5. Just because of who he is. It's still bad. It's very
It's
bad.
atrocious.
Actually, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm sorry. He's
You
getting
said it. We did.
He's getting a 4. Ready. Next up, Nelson Cruz.
Oh.
This one is a very interesting one. Ryan. I'll let
Okay,
you
this is
say.
a tough one to talk about for a couple of reasons. One, he's not on the team he originally signed with.
Yep.
So, first off, I think it was a stupid deal by the Twins because I
Right,
think.
which is what we're grading.
Honestly, no. No.
Okay,
Because-
honestly, I am going to take that back because they were supposed to be competing for the AL
And-
Central.
Okay, looking back on it, it's stupid, but at the time, it was smart.
At the time, I think it was. I
No.
think it's a fine deal.
I think it's both. I think it's fine right now because they were able to flip. He's what, 41?
Yeah.
They were able to flip him for 2 prospects. One prospect's already pitched. He hasn't given up a run yet.
Yeah,
Joe Ryan.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe Ryan's been great.
That's-
So
that's why it's not a
honestly,
bad
I
deal.
take back what I said. I think this is actually. I thought it was a good deal bringing him back, especially because they thought they were going to compete for the division or at least get a wild card.
Yeah.
So that part's fine, and then they flip him for actually a great
That's what I'm
haul.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
And then I think it works out great for the Rays. They get a power hitter. He's hit 11 home runs in 37 games. Don't look at the average because
Yeah.
he is the true definition of a power hitter. So 11 home runs, 32 RBIs, and 37 games with them. Terrific. I'm actually going to give this an 8.
Yeah, I would honestly give this an 8.5, 8 too. Actually, I'll go 8.5. Just because of how well it's worked out for everyone involved in this. Think about it. The Twins got back 2 great prospects that are able to rebuild for the future now, and the Rays get a solidified power bat in the lineup that they can use for the entire postseason now. And you said what, he's hit 11 home runs in how many, like 30-something games?
37
Like,
games.
that's absurd. Like he's literally 41 and he's putting up these type of numbers, and they're gonna have him the entire rest of the playoffs, and he's a very feared bat in that lineup.
I agree. I don't mean to alarm you guys. We're already halfway through the show, so we've got to really pick it up.
So
I got you. I know how to talk fast.
We'll for most of these guys, the rest of these guys, we'll just give
Scores.
we'll just give scores because we
Let's
got
go.
through the big guys.
Let's
I'm
dig
giving
in.
it an 8 for Nelson Cruz as well. Very, very good year. Charlie Morton is next up. We'll start off with Nick, Ryan, and then I'll finish off with the scores.
I'll give it a 7.5.
Here, I'll give it a 7, and they just extended him because he's been a key piece. So,
And he's like what, 13 wins this year?
yeah, he's been good for them. And I don't think they really overpaid him that much, but I'm still going to give it a 7. He's been good for them.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7 as well. Just a good deal. I still think he was severely overpaid, but that's for this upcoming contract. But that's okay. We'll talk about that another day. Next up, Liam Hendricks with the White Sox. Boy, what a deal!
8.5.
He has not been as good as I expected.
That's why I was going to give him a 9, and then I was like, he hasn't been good lately.
I'm giving him a 7.5. He has not been as good as he
Well,
was.
we're not judging
with the
him. We're
A's.
judging the deal.
But also, you have to look at his performance.
Right.
I agree, but
You know what? Fine. I'll go up to an 8 because I don't think the deal's bad for the best closer in baseball. But I don't think he's performed to that level all year long. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. I'm going in 8.5 here. Very, very good deal. Next up, we have Corey Kluber. We'll start with Ryan this time to give Nick some time to think for his score.
Ugh. Horrible. Horrible deal. Why would you sign a 40-year-old over Masahiro Tanaka? And then give him, I believe it was 11 or 12 million. Am I wrong on that?
I don't know, Ryan. We're just trying to get the score.
So I think he's been really bad, especially being on and off the IL. So I'm going to give him a 4.
I'm going to give it a 3. I mean, the no-hitter is the reason why I'm not giving this like a 2 or 1. He just hasn't played. He's old. The Yankees had no use for him. That's the bottom line.
I'm literally giving him 2.5 points because of the no-hitter, and that's it. So, yeah, he finishes with a 12.5. Next up, Yadier Molina. I'll start us off on this one. Obviously, just it's a win-win deal. I'm going to give it a 7.5 just simply because he's not going to be the best catcher in the world, but just good to have him.
The model of consistency, I got to give him a 7.
I'm going to give him an 8. Even though, obviously, his batting isn't where he once was, he's still throwing out runners at a ridiculous rate, and
He's an elite defender.
people should just know not to run on Yadier Molina.
Yeah, elite defender, great leader. I don't think this is a bad deal at all. I think it's a good deal.
I completely agree. Next up, Kirby Yates. Rip.
0.
Give it a 0.5.
0.
I completely just whiffed that
I saw that.
toss to the garbage. Wow. So Ryan gave it a 0. Nick, what did you give it?
0.5.
Okay, well, I'm giving it a 0. So that's just it's bad.
It's a horrible deal.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did it. I thought it was a stupid decision. in the
Well,
first
I
place.
mean, you can't expect him to get hurt.
But also he pitched, I believe,
12-year.
one time for the Padres last year and he pitched 4 innings and had over a 12 ERA.
Rough.
I wouldn't have given him a deal really.
It's rough.
I
All
would
right,
have stayed away.
next up, Justin Turner signing with the Dodgers.
Who's going first here?
Anyone?
Nick, go ahead.
You can jump in.
9. He's hitting what, 290 this year at that age, that production. The deal was very fair in my opinion. He's been a key piece of that Dodgers lineup. He's having one of his better seasons this year too, and I give it a 9.
He's approaching a career best season on home runs and RBIs. Plus, he's hitting 280. This is a 9.5 for me. He's been terrific.
I agree. Really great deal. I'm giving it an 8.5 just simply because of I would like, in order to reach a 9, I'd like the batting average to be a little higher. Yes, he's been
279 is not good.
good.
Just for look at his age though too. Like,
No,
look at
I
his
completely
age,
agree.
too.
It's
His
fantastic. I just think
OPS
that
is 840. His OPS plus is 128.
that's fine. I'm not saying that he's having a bad year. I just don't think it's good enough for me to give him a 9. He still gets 27 points.
Okay.
The good thing here that helps us out is that 3 players in the top 25 didn't sign, so that helps us out. And Osuna, Ryan Braun, and Cespedes. Next up, Trevor Rosenthal. This is
0.
Yeah, 0.
0. That's just
Hasn't pitched.
plain and simple. Taijuan Walker. I'll start us off with this one. This has been a
I wonder
fantastic
why.
deal for the Mets, and I'm giving it a 9.
Hold on.
Okay.
You're going to give that a 9, but not Justin
Dude, they
Turner?
barely gave him any money. They signed him in March. They signed him like a $10 million deal, and Turner was paid a lot more.
He is 7-9.
He had
Don't look
3
at the
really
record.
bad
Don't look at
starts.
the record.
I'm not going to look at the record.
Stroman's not in the
I'll
top
go with the record.
Yeah, the ERA is not good either.
4.15 ERA. His whip is okay at
Okay, but if you take out
1.2.
those 3 really bad starts that he had, his ERA would be about 3.5.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
just-
But I'm
sorry.
not
You
gonna
can't-
do
you
that.
can't take out those
I know,
3 bad
but
starts.
I am.
You have to
Why?
Why? That's a
Because
part
without
of the
Taiwan
deal.
Walker this year,
That is
the Mets,
selective. That is
without
selective.
Taiwan
bias.
Walker, the Mets would be nowhere this year. It's
That's-
it's plain and simple. The Mets would be nowhere without Taiwan Walker this year. He has been-
Bias.
no, it's overall his impact on the team. It's the same as the Yankees not signing Tanaka.
Okay, fine. Then okay, we like to talk about the impact.
Fine.
That
I'll give it an 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5. Just someone go next. Good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna factor in record because he plays on the Mets. And that's just not fair.
That is very true.
Michael's right. The deal is very cheap, and he's only 29 right now,
And he was an all-star.
he was an all-star
Due to injuries.
for the 4.15 ERA.
Well, he had a 3 point. He had like a 2.9 at that point, but still.
Oh, so he basically just went off a cliff. Is what I'm hearing.
So
No,
wait,
he
when they
didn't.
cracked down on substances, that's when
No,
ERA
no.
started
It
going
was,
up?
just, it was
Oh!
literally like after
Nick
the
has
All-Star
actually
break.
brought up a good point, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it was when I tell you it was just literally he got back from the All-Star break and was just all like he
I don't
gave
know.
up like
Nick might have a good
he
point
gave
here.
up like
This smells
21
fishy with
runs.
Bill
He gave up
Austin
like
radio.
21
Yeah.
runs in like 14
Smells,
innings.
smells fishy here.
Okay, can we just get some scores?
I'll give it a 7.
Thank
I'll
you.
give it a 6.5.
Okay, whatever. Thank you. I just wanted scores. Goodness. So that's that. We now have a couple guys left. Jock Peterson here for the Cubs. This one's a little rough.
He's not even on the team anymore.
No.
Well, also they did go on a huge fire sale.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you can put into that of why he was traded, but also he's just not a.
Ryan, we're just
Very
gonna have to
good
give
hitter.
a score here, please.
He's just a power hitter. So I'm thinking it's 16 homers this year. 6.5.
5.
Yeah, I agree. I'm giving him a 5. That's really just not good, especially considering that with the Cubs he was still really bad. Next up here, Carlos Santana with the Royals. Ryan, you can start us off. Please don't.
Oh
talk about it.
God! Someone go before me. I really have to just wrap my head around this, man.
Oh, great, Nick. I'll let you go first.
I'll go 6.5. The batting average is not where we want it at all, but the power numbers are there, and he didn't sign for that expensive.
2 years 19 is not bad. I'm going to go 6 just because no excuse to be hitting under 230. No
That's
excuse.
fair.
Career low for him outside of last year. Career low.
He's also
So,
35, so.
but 223.
I know. On the
That's-
batting average,
that's the
guy,
only reason.
We're literally at our last guy in the top 25, and then I just have like 4
Power numbers are
others,
good
so
though.
please.
So 6.
Blake Trinan is next up here, and I'm just
Oh.
going to start us off. I'm going to go with an 8.5.
you can go next.
You want me to go first? Okay. 8.5.
Dude, he's been so great in that bullpen.
I would
No,
give
I'm
it
saying-
9.5.
I'm saying you're low. That's
Oh.
what I'm saying. I'm saying you're low. Not that you're high, because I think you're
Got it.
low.
Okay. Well,
Let me
he's
tell you
had some
this.
injuries. That's why.
Oh, injuries. Okay, it doesn't have as big of an impact on a skill guy who's going to play every single day, like a guy like Springer. A 1.86 ERA. He's been so good. I'm going to give him a 9, 9.5.
He's one of the one of the unsung heroes of this Dodgers team. And it's like, I just have to give him like a 9.5.
9.5.
Just for the money
yeah.
that they gave him and what he's done this year, a 1.86 ERA. Are you
Career
kidding
best
me?
whip and ERA. He's been so good.
He's been
9.5.
fantastic. Alrighty, so that wraps up our top 25. Got a couple others here that I would like to at least mention because I think they've done really well. That get
Okay.
points that we should be rating because they could potentially be the best.
Okay.
Jonathan VR is next year. I'm going to give this one a 7.5.
Oh, I wonder why you went to Jonathan VR.
Having a very good year. He's played better than he was supposed to.
I wonder why. That's bias.
I'll give it I know. Wow. It's kind of 1 year, $3.5 million contract, getting 263, 18 home runs, 40 RBIs. Yeah, that's an easy 7.5 right there.
Man, this guy cannot steal well.
Wow.
No, we can't.
He's
Actually-
been caught 7 times
And
stealing out of 12.
Like 6 out of those 7 have been on pickoffs.
Oh, that's even worse.
I know.
That's even worse.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
No, he's actually performed well, especially for how cheap the deal was. I'll go with 6.5.
That is good. Jonathan VR gets himself a 21.5. I'm sorry, I completely botched that. I'm
Yeah, I was thinking, hold on.
talking to myself. No, it is a 21.5. I botched it in this thing. Adam Wainwright's next up here.
Ooh.
Great thing that the Cardinals brought him back. I'm gonna go with a 9 because honestly, he's been their best pitcher this year.
He's been good.
I'm giving this a 10
Okay.
because
You can give it 10.
he's 40. He's on an $8 million contract. He's pitching a sub-3 ERA, 15 wins this season. Has to be a 10.
Okay, I'm going to do something that might make Michael very upset. I'm going to go at 9.75.
That's fine.
I'm kidding. Give him a 10.
Oh,
He has 15 wins. He has a sub-3 ERA, and his WHIP is a 1, basically.
Yeah.
He's been really good this year. I agree. He's a 10. And
okay.
it wasn't an expensive deal either.
Yeah. So do I give him a 10 and then have him tied with Simeon?
It's hard not to give him a 10.
I know.
Whatever your heart
Like I
So
desires.
said,
do we want to have him tied with Simeon
Yeah.
as the best? Okay.
Yeah.
He has been that good.
All right, fine. Then I give him a 10.
Ah.
Aaron Loop is up next, and
I think you said you had a couple. A couple is 2.
I do. There's like 2 more after this.
Oh, now it's 4.
No, it's 5. You said 2 more.
There's
After
maybe
this.
4 or 5 more left. Guys, we can get through this. Aaron Loop is next. I'm giving him a 10.
Yeah, you have to give it a 10.
10.
Yeah.
10.
No, Aaron Loop. That's
1.09 ERA and a sub-1 WHIP.
Yeah,
Easily a 10.
a $3 million contract.
Yeah, facts. Mark Melanson's next up here with the Padres, and for the money that he was given, I have to give him a 9.5.
What's this deal, like $2.5 million?
3
Yeah,
million.
it was nothing at all, and he's been amazing.
Yeah, 10.
10. He leads the league in saves. Sub-2 ERA. Been great.
So he's at a 29.5. He's not going to take home the best. That's okay.
Okay, wait.
Next up here, we have. I'm going to
Just let it go.
just let it go. It's okay. I'm going to skip over Jonathan Scope because I don't think he has a chance to take home the win.
Hey, whoa!
Hey, I'm
Whoa!
acknowledging
Whoa,
here.
we're bringing up
Whoa!
guys. We have to bring up Tigers.
Yes, we can bring up the Tigers. Jonathan Scope has been great. I just don't think we need to rate him because he's not going to win. But still,
No, I'm going to rate him.
go
I'm
ahead.
rating him.
Yeah, sure.
We've had 3
Your bias is really bad today, Michael.
No, it's just.
You would think after the last time we were in studio, you would have curved it a little
I'm
bit.
giving this a 9.
Okay, good.
He's 29. Give him a $4.5 million contract. He's in 280, 19 home runs, 73 RBIs. It's a 9.
I'm going to match you.
I'm going to give him a 9. For how cheap the deal is, hitting 280 with 19 homers, that's a 9.
It's 27 for him. Next up, there's. Oh wow, there's a lot more. I'm just going to skip.
No,
on
we're
these.
done.
We're
Yeah,
done.
We're done. There's,
So, power rankings, ladies and
there's no
gentlemen.
much. We'll get into power rankings here. Yeah, some of these other guys, they're not gonna win best of the
Yeah, can I
season.
say something real quick about the power rankings? The Diamondbacks have taken over
Yes, I was
as
about
the
to
bottom.
say, yes.
They're the bottom
The
feeders.
Diamondbacks are officially the worst team in baseball again. Congratulations.
At least we have the Suns here. That's crazy.
Yeah, congratulations.
And the
So let's
Cardinals shouldn't be too bad.
fly through these. We've got 15 minutes to get through these and the segments. I think we can do it if we fly through it. Number 10 for me, Atlanta Braves.
I got the Mariners.
I've got the Red Sox.
Number 9, I have the Yankees.
I got the Blue Jays.
I got the Phillies.
All right. Number 8, I have the Astros.
I got the Yankees.
I got the Astros.
All right, let's go. Number 7, I have the White Sox.
I have the Red Sox.
I have the Mariners.
The Red Sox very high. At number 6, I have the Mariners.
6, I have the White Sox.
6, I have the Blue Jays.
All right. At number 5, I have the Blue Jays.
5, I have the Astros.
White Sox.
All right. We blew through those really quickly, so we can spend a little bit more time on these, on the top 3 really. At number 4, I have the Rays. They've been so good. They were at number 3 last week, so they've fallen a little bit.
4, I have the Brewers, and you could interchange them with the Rays, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree, actually.
Yeah, I think this one's very interchangeable, but I'm going to have the Brewers at 4.
Yeah, the only reason why I put they're literally a tie, but the Brewers have been better in their last 10, so I just put them up, and the Brewers have won 2 in a row.
Can I just say something? That the Rays literally are tied with the Dodgers for the second best record in the entire league.
And they have the lowest payroll.
And they are, yeah, I think they're 7 wins ahead of any other AL team in the win column.
If you
right
guys
I believe it was
Name
8.
me-
I think, it's 7 because of the
If you
Astros.
could
It's
name
8 over the
me-
White Sox.
now. Yeah,
15 players on the Rays after the show. I'll give each of you $5.
15 players in the Rays?
Yeah, 15. I'll
You'll give me
you
$5
after the show if you can do it off the top of your head. Don't look it up, Brian.
I won't. I won't.
Um,
I can do it.
so yeah, because I don't think you could. I really don't. It's
I don't think I could
crazy.
either.
At number 3, I
Number
really,
3, who do you got?
I don't think I could.
3, I have the Rays.
3, I have the Rays. I just think that's best team in the American League by far.
And I've got the Brewers at number 3, so we're in a pretty good spot here. At number 2, they fell back again. The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, I have the Dodgers at 2 as well.
I have to give the Dodgers that 2 ever since losing their division lead that was so short.
And they just lost 2-3 to the Cardinals.
Yeah,
That's
which
good.
I did not expect whatsoever.
Neither did I.
So we can agree all on number 2 and number 1, staying up top, back again, the San Francisco Giants. They're awesome.
First team 90 wins.
Yep, and the MLB didn't even post about it.
No, they did.
Yes, they did.
90s kids.
Did they did today?
Yes, they
No, they
did.
did yesterday.
They
They
did.
did
How did I
yesterday.
miss that? Okay.
How
either
did
way.
you miss that?
The caption was 90s kids.
I literally looked for it.
I will have to say this. There's one guy you have to highlight on that team, and it's Lamont Wade. That guy is clutch when they are losing in the 9th inning. He is
Spectacular.
clutch.
They've been so good.
Guys like Darren Ruff.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
Donovan Solano.
it's incredible what they're doing. Buster Posey,
Yastrzemski's hitting
Brandon
what, 8?
Crawford.
Evan Longoria. They found the
He's
fountain.
also
of
hitting
youth.
sub 230 right now.
Yeah, 215, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not hitting too well.
Um,
The team just
The
wins.
team just wins.
And they
you really do.
hit a lot of homers for a team that you would not think
They
it's
lead the league. They lead the league in home runs.
Yeah, which is insane.
If we get through our segments fairly quick, we can go back and circle back to those other guys that I wanted to talk about in a few
All right,
minutes.
I'm going to take over here because it's me for Team of the Week.
Yes.
Sorry, Michael. I just want to get through this because you have been pressuring us all show. My catcher, Salvador Perez, has regained it after he was DH last week. So Salvador catcher, Michael, you'll like this one. Pete Alonso at first base.
Yes! As he should.
Marcus Simeon at second. Alex Bregman at third. Corey Seager at short. Joe Adell in left. Ian Happ in center. Kyle Tucker in right. Nelson Cruz at DH. My starting rotation, another Met. Rich Hill. Seiya Alcantara. Sean Manaea, Adrian Hauser, and AJ Alexi. My bullpen, Justin Brule, Michael Pineda, Jolie Rodriguez, Cody Whitley, and Alex Colomé. And then my team of the week, it's the easiest decision I probably had in a while. It's the Toronto Blue Jays.
I agree. I wouldn't say that's too easy, but that's still.
They're 9-1 in their last 10. And they're about to have a 4-game sweep in New York.
Yeah.
How is that not
You're
easy?
right. You're right. I'll take it back.
Good.
All right, well, we'll go to second for your players to watch. We'll start off from Tampa Bay. All of these guys, I'm not proud of their batting averages at all, but I have to give it to them from a home run RBI standpoint. Mike Zunino hitting 208, 29 home runs, 55 RBIs. Next, we'll go to Chicago, Jose Abreu, former MVP, hitting 265, 28 home runs, 104 RBIs. I'll say it again, 104 RBIs. Next, Philadelphia, Rhys Hoskins hitting 247, 27 home runs, 71 RBIs.
He's out for the year, though, isn't he?
Yes. Now he is.
Now he is, yeah. 27 home runs, though. You got to highlight that. And it's
That's
longer
true.
than 71 RBIs.
That's true.
Then I'll go to Miami. Jesus Aguilar, 261.
Also lay off for the year, too.
Damn, this is a bad luck list. All right. Jesus Aguilar hitting 261, 22 home runs, 93 RBIs. And then my two pitchers, I have Frankie Montas from the – I said that so wrong.
No, you didn't.
Well,
That's
Frankie
exactly
Montas from the A's. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right on that.
All right, 3.57 ERA, 181 strikeouts with a 12-9 record. Him and Bassett have been superb for that rotation this year.
Especially after trading Luzardo, those two have really stepped up.
And I got Tyler Mahle out of Cincinnati, 11-5 record, 3.76 ERA, 182 strikeouts.
Okay.
That's elite. All righty, we roll into the top 5 moments of the week.
Hold on. Over under, Nick. How many Mets are on there?
What's the over/under? Oh, I think two moments. So I'll go,
The over is
Literally
1.5.
5.
The over is 1.5.
I'm going the under.
I'm going to take the under because I think he'll have one.
No, I don't think there's any Mets moments in
There
this.
shouldn't be any Mets moments, but I think he'll have one, knowing Michael.
Okay.
Do you guys want to put money on that?
No,
No,
because we do not endorse gambling.
We don't. Even though it became legal in Arizona today.
Yeah, you can endorse gambling now.
We can't because we're not 21.
Exactly.
That's true, actually. Well, we can endorse it. Doesn't mean
No, we
are.
can't.
No, we
endorse
cannot.
it.
We're not of legal age.
That's
So
like-
That's true. No, you're right. Okay, never mind. I take it back. So we're not.
please
We're
stop trying to get us in
still-
trouble.
still not endorsing gambling on the show.
We do not endorse gambling. Once we're 21, that may change, but as of now, there's no change.
In 1 month and 11 days, I can endorse sports gambling.
Yes, but the other two
In
of us
6
can't.
months, I will start a gambling show, and it'll go ballistic, baby.
When you can endorse gambling, you don't at the moment though.
In 6
All right.
months, I will.
So you should put a friendly bet on who you think is gonna if Nick or Ryan's gonna win here.
All right, we both hit the
We
under.
both have the under.
Yeah, I know, but Nick said 1 and Ryan said 0.
No, but
We both said there should be 0, but there will be 1.
Okay, well, one of you is right. I'll say that.
Please tell me I'm around 0.
Alrighty, so
Oh no.
at number 5, we have Hunter Renfro's incredible game-ending throw for the Boston Red Sox.
That was
to
a
throw out
laser.
That was
Joey
fire.
Wendell. That was the Hunter Renfro game where he already threw somebody out earlier in the game. He also hit the go-ahead home run. Absolutely spectacular moment there. At number 4, we have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his 40th home run of the year. The reason why it makes top 5
He's now up
is
to
because
42.
I know. I'm saying the reason it makes top 5 is because he now joins his father. It is now the second father-son duo in Major League history to have 40 home runs in a season, joining the Fielders. That's why it's on the list.
Fielder.
Jake, I was about to quiz you. Who was the first?
Prince Fielder and Cecil Fielder. At number 3, we have Wander Franco's incredible on-base streak that a week from today he might have broken the all-time record. He passed Mickey Mantle. That is, you're literally just stealing everything I'm going to say.
Good.
Yeah, so he passed Mickey Mantle on the list. He is now a second all-time for players 20 and younger. And I believe it's second all-time for 20 and younger because it's obviously not an all-time on-base streak. At number 2, Daniel Vogelbach with the ultimate walk-off grand slam, pinch hit grand slam. He came in. He was the go-ahead run at the plate. Hits a walk-off grand slam. Yes, Nick.
I just want to say, this isn't my segment, but an honorable mention for this week would be Miguel Cabrera going 4-for-4 yesterday with 3 RBIs.
Okay, I like it. That could be an honorable mention. Thank you.
That is an honorable mention. And I swear, if there's a Mets one at 1, I will walk out of this studio, come into that control room, hit you upside the head, and knock some sense into you.
All right, let's get the headsets off because I think
No, we have to hear it first. I have 1 ear off already.
So we didn't finish Daniel Vogelbach, but still incredible play. At number 1, we have Pete Alonso's 30th.
Yep, here we go.
I heard Pete.
They didn't listen. They're not sticking around to listen. I'll tell them what the actual number 1 is. They're coming in here. I'll tell them what the actual number 1 is when they come in. So the actual number 1 of the week is after trailing 8-2, entering the 8th, the Blue Jays score 6 runs in the 8th to tie and get a
Thank
walk
the Lord he
off.
actually has common sense for once, ladies and gentlemen.
A walk
I
off.
heard Pete
Sir,
Alonso.
I did that.
I don't think I've ever been so proud of you. Good job. Good job.
So the Blue Jays, incredible game with an 11-10 win over the A's. It was an absolutely spectacular game. That was awesome. An absolutely spectacular game. Marcus Semien and I believe it was who hit the
Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah, Lourdes Gurriel hit the game tying home run.
He had
Lamb.
12 RBIs this week.
Yeah.
In 7 days, he had 12 RBIs.
That was a spectacular game, and that is 100% the number 1 moment of the week. No Mets made it this week because they shouldn't
Thank the
have.
Lord.
But the under you win.
So Nick is your winner. I know, Ryan, you said NBA, but you think there would be one. I knew I was
Because we
gonna
know you're
hit
biased.
guys when I said Pete Alonso.
I just heard Pete. I didn't hear Alonso.
We were so ready because we don't know anything by you.
That
I don't
was
even
just.
I didn't hear the Alonso. I heard Pete.
I heard Pete and I was ready. I was ready. I was like a head coach after such a bad call that I just throw my
You're just
headset
like, nope.
and I'm ready to tackle the ref. That's how I was.
That was great. So we've got 4 minutes at the end of the show. I'll give us 2 because I want to have an outro. But we are.
What are we doing next week?
I'll get to that in the outro. There's 2 players here that I think are. I'll do 1. Yeah, we'll do 1. I just deleted. Who did I delete? Poor Joaquin Soria. Alrighty, so the one guy that I want to mention here because he's been so amazing this year is Tyler Naquin. He was an incredible signing.
So good.
Signed by the Reds. He was,
even though they're falling apart.
He was non-tendered by the Indians, and he is having a Silver Slugger season this year.
Also,
for the Reds.
The soon-to-be Guardians don't really have a brain.
So
they traded.
For now,
they traded.
Just don't need to use that name.
A top-tier shortstop, who I still think is overrated.
Oh,
for
at the time
not
he was
much.
a top 5.
For not much. No, I didn't. No, not top 5.
You're telling me at the time that Francisco Lindor wasn't a top 5 shortstop in baseball?
Look how bad he was the
Oh,
prior
come on.
2 years.
Come
Not
on.
prior
He's
2 years.
top
That was
at the time.
1 year. Last year he hit
might have been.
270.
He might have been.
No, at the time he was top 5.
Last year he
Fine,
only
I'll
hit
give it to him at the
270
time,
in first season.
But no, now he's not
Yes,
top 5.
absolutely. I agree.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Nowhere close.
He's top 10, maybe.
He's like
Barely.
8 or 9.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10.
We'll get to that in
If
our
not, 11.
preseason show next year.
Maybe 30. Who knows?
So yeah, Tyler Naquin. We just have to give him a score here. I'm gonna give the Reds a freaking 10 on this because that's just amazing.
Yeah. If he's non-tenured and he's putting up a Silver Slugger type season, it has to be a 10.
Completely. Ryan?
How long should I drown this out on him, Nick?
Well, considering that I would like to do the outro like now.
And the next show is waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
they're-
right. Oh, we got 2 minutes. I'll drown out for another 4 seconons.
Okay, cool. Make sure he doesn't get to do the outro.
Yeah.
10 for the Reds. Great deal for them.
Perfect. Which means that we have,
Ha!
I believe that.
Ha!
Wait, what is wrong with you? That is.
What do you mean?
four-
What do you mean?
I just heard the noises you were making. I got really worried. So Marcus Semien is a perfect 30. Adam Wainwright is a perfect 30. Aaron Loop is a perfect 30, and Tyler Naquin are perfect 30s.
If I had to pick a top one, it'd be Marcus Simeon.
I completely agree.
I would pick Jonathan Scope. I'm not biased.
I'm not biased.
Jimmy Carlos ain't Dan, actually.
Yeah, alrighty. So that is going to do it for this week's show, everybody. Thank you guys for listening. Back on Blaze Radio. I am so happy to be back. It is amazing to be in person here with you guys. It is just, it's special. It's so special to be back. Next week, we're going to be doing the best player all time of each team. We're going to look at all 30 teams in Major League Baseball and picking one.
That's going to be easy for a
So
lot of these
easy.
teams.
Yeah,
You're basically giving us no prep.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, I'm saying
Oh,
I'm
I'm
good
not
with that.
complaining.
I'm good with that. I'm good.
It's a week off for me.
Yeah,
The
like
next show
what's
we're doing
the deal
too. It's
here?
crazy.
Yeah, so like I don't see a problem. So yeah, that is a week from tonight. We are officially 7 o'clock Thursday nights every single week, right here on Blaze Radio, right here on YouTube, Running the Bases podcast on YouTube, StreamYard.
We're
You
not a
can find us
podcast.
there.
We are a
It
radio
is still
show.
labeled Running the Bases podcast.
We
on
are a
YouTube.
radio
And
show.
yes, we are a radio show. Thank you guys for watching. We are again so happy to be back in person.
Rename the YouTube channel.
We will see you all next week.